Okay, well, there's probably no stock that has been more referenced in 2024 than this one. Nvidia, the AI chip darling, caught the world's attention as the growth in the business fueled the stock to lofty levels. Now, more recently, things have been a little more wobbly in the market for technology stocks, including Nvidia, which technically is still in correction mode, having seen its shares decline more than 10% from the peak. But that still leaves it with a huge return on the year. And as we get ready for the company's quarterly results, Wall Street is once again expecting some big numbers for the company. So as an investor, how do you digest all this? Let's get some perspective from somebody who covers the company very closely. Dan Ives, he's managing director and senior equity analyst at Wedbush Securities and one of our great regular guests. Dan, it's great to see you. I think at this stage of the game, it's mid-August. It's a bit slower out there. Everybody's looking for market catalysts. It's hard to think of a earnings catalyst that will be as big as Nvidia. How big is this earnings report going to be in your opinion?
I mean, look, this is the Super Bowl, the Olympics, from an earnings perspective, because it's about the godfather of AI, Jensen, Nvidia. That's the best barometer for the AI revolution. Look, we believe it's a get the popcorn out moment. This is going to be a robust one, and I think you're seeing all the breadcrumbs leading to this AI revolution is just starting, despite many of the bears coming out of hibernation mode over the last, call it, week and a half.
So one of the things I think we've heard about as investors have taken some profits in technology stocks, and certainly in stocks like Nvidia, is they've heard from these other technology companies, the big ones that are actually spending a lot of money on Nvidia chips, and they've had a lot of conference call questions about, is that spending going to pay off? Do you need to be doing all that spending? And it almost felt like all of a sudden people were like, oh gosh, the chip business is a cyclical one. And maybe Nvidia with that big lead was ready to be first out the gate. But what if these other companies have to pull back on some of that spending? Is that going to impact Nvidia? Is that going to impact the stock? How are you thinking about that?
I mean, we just got back from Asia, and we'll be there again in the next few weeks. It's unlike anything I've seen in 25 years covering tech in terms of this fourth industrial revolution playing out. And look, they're the only game in town. AMD, Lisa Su, they'll also benefit here. But we're talking about $1 trillion of CapEx that's going to be spent on AI. And I think fighting that is just a tough battle, especially in a soft landing environment, where we think tech stocks continue to move higher, including Nvidia.
So what are you going to be watching when the company does report its quarterly results? Those are scheduled for now less than 2 weeks from now. What are the key things that you're going to be watching? What do you think matters most to the street?
I think it's really about what the demand trajectory looks like. Are they seeing more order flow? We don't believe this is double ordering. It's actually the opposite. And then, of course, in terms of the new chips, any sort of delays, call it 6, 7, 8 weeks, that's not moving the needle massively. Look, this is probably the most important earnings call and conference call in the last few years because of where we are as a market needing to get the barometers. But what I'd just tell you, look at Microsoft in terms of what they talk about from Azure acceleration. Look at Palantir. Look at Google. Look at ServiceNow. I mean, all the breadcrumbs are leading to what I believe is just going to be more strength. We saw that from AMAT as well today.
Okay, so another question, maybe a version of my earlier ones that I'm sure you get all the time. People will put up graphics or headlines and stories saying, "Are we witnessing an AI bubble?" Based on what you're saying, I would guess that you do not feel that way. But if you don't feel that way, what have you made of those headlines, and what's the counter argument to those who say, "Come on, these stocks have gone too far, too fast"?
Yeah, and John, I mean, me and you've talked about. I covered tech stocks in the '90s, so it's not like someone that went through it, the bubble and burst. Now you're talking about companies that have $1 trillion combined on the balance sheets in terms of big tech. We're not talking about startups in terms of that environment where everything's kind of in the future. And this is what I believe is the fourth industrial revolution. That's why I think this is a 1995 moment, not a 1999 bubble moment, especially as numbers continue to move higher. And look, you could show the Nvidia chart relative to Cisco in the late 90s, 2000. I think it's an apples to oranges. And that's why when you hear from the godfather of AI, Jensen Nvidia, and you see the trends and the demand, that to me is the most important thing.
Okay, just a final question. If people are trying to get a sense on NVIDIA's lead, and we have this same conversation with all sorts of sectors, like with the weight loss drugs, we talk about how, like Lilly and Novo Nordisk are doing versus any of the other drug makers that want to catch up. We do know that because NVIDIA has high demand for its chips, and these aren't cheap, that there's big technology companies that are trying to develop rival products. But what does the competitive landscape look like in years to you right now, if you had to guess?
I think they're 2 years ahead. Now, AMD, others will get a piece of that share. So there's going to be others that benefit from a chip perspective. But look, they're playing chess and others are playing checkers. I mean, look at Intel. I mean, if you look disaster up in the dictionary, you'd see that ticker. So they continue to just have such a massive lead. That's why it's almost been the Usain Bolt of AI.